If you stop eating sugar for just 72 hours, your mouth chemistry completely rewrites itself and you don't even notice it happening. Every time you eat sugar, your saliva becomes acidic. Your pH drops to 5.5, creating the perfect environment for cavity-causing bacteria. But exactly 72 hours after your last sugar, something incredible starts. Your salivary pH normalizes back to neutral 7.0. The acid-loving bacteria that cause cavities start dying off. Beneficial protective bacteria take over your oral microbiome. Your taste bud receptors become 40% more sensitive because they're no longer overwhelmed by constant sugar. Strawberries suddenly taste 10 times sweeter without adding anything. Your mouth goes from a cavity factory to a self-cleaning protective system. This is your oral chemistry doing a complete biological reset in 3 days. Have you ever noticed food tasting different after cutting sugar? Follow for more. What actually happens 48 hours after your last cigarette? Your lungs have a hidden cleanup crew that comes back from the dead. Inside your bronchial tubes are millions of tiny hair-like structures called cilia. When you smoke, they become paralyzed and covered in tar. But exactly 48 hours after you quit, something incredible starts happening. The cilia begin to regenerate and wake up from their toxic sleep. They start beating again at 1,000 times per minute, sweeping mucus and debris upward like tiny brooms. Within 72 hours, they are working at full capacity, clearing years of buildup. Your airways open wider. You breathe deeper. The cleanup crew you poisoned for years suddenly remembers its job. Have you ever quit smoking and felt the difference? Follow for more. What if I said you grew 8 millimeters overnight? This is your spine, fully hydrated. Right now, your discs are 80% water. They breathe, lying flat. Gravity releases, discs absorb fluid back. Each disc expands, 0.5 millimeter. Overnight, 16 discs, 8 millimeters total. Every single morning. Then you stand. Gravity switches back on. Every step squeezes fluid out of each disc. 8 hours upright. The fluid is gone. Discs thinner. Nerves now closer to bone. You feel nothing. Your spine already knows. Years of this. Real structural damage builds silently. Lie flat, gravity off, discs rehydrate fully. 8 hours later, you gain the 8 millimeters back. Your spine resets every night automatically, for free. Did you know your height changes every day? What if your hormones completely rebuild themselves while you sleep? Every night, your body produces 60 to 70% of your daily testosterone during deep sleep. The moment you enter REM sleep, your hypothalamus sends signals down to your pituitary gland. The pituitary releases luteinizing hormone, which travels through your bloodstream to your testes. Your Leydig cells receive the signal and start producing testosterone in massive surges. Peak production happens between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. during your deepest REM cycles. This is when your body rebuilds muscle, strengthens bone, and regulates metabolism. But here's the problem. One bad week of sleep and your testosterone drops by 10 to 15%. Your body needs those 8 uninterrupted hours to complete the entire production cycle. Miss the sleep and you miss the surge. Your hormones literally depend on darkness and rest. Do you get 8 hours consistently? Follow for more. What would happen to your spine if you sat for 8 hours every day for 1 full year? Week 1, nothing feels wrong. Your spine holds its natural S-curve, your discs are hydrated, and your posture looks normal. But inside, something has already started. Month 1, sitting cuts off the nutrient supply to your spinal discs. Unlike every other tissue in your body, your discs have no blood vessels. They feed only through movement. 8 hours of stillness starves them. Month 3, the discs begin to compress and thin. Your lower back curves forward, your hips tighten, and your hip flexors begin to shorten permanently. Month 6, this is the tipping point. Your spine has shifted position. The muscles along your lower back stop firing correctly because sitting tells your brain they are no longer needed. Month 12, your posture has structurally changed. The S-curve is gone, replaced by a C shape. Your spine is now carrying load in a position it was never designed to hold. Did you realize your chair was doing this to you? Because what would happen if you sat completely still for 8 hours straight? Your legs have a hidden pump system that most people don't know exists. The soleus muscle in your calf acts like a second heart. Every time you walk or move your ankle, this muscle contracts and squeezes the veins in your lower leg. It pushes blood upward against gravity through one-way valves back toward your heart. But when you sit motionless for hours, this pump shuts down, blood starts pooling in your feet and ankles. Your heart has to work 40% harder to circulate that trapped blood. Your brain gets less oxygen. After 4 hours of sitting, fluid accumulates and your cardiovascular system struggles. Do you feel your legs right now? Follow for more. You took antibiotics 3 months ago. That pill killed 467 bacterial species in your intestines. Day 1, you felt fine. Nothing looked wrong. Day 3, half of them were dead. 50% gone. Bifidobacterium that controls your immune system went extinct. Lactobacillus that makes your serotonin died next. Day 7, your gut looked like a graveyard. Some species will never come back. Ever. Your intestines tried to rebuild, but the wrong bacteria took over. The microbiome you have now is not the one you were born with. 3 months later, it still has not recovered. Here is what nobody told you. Your immune system forgot how to recognize food. That is why you suddenly react to things that never bothered you. Permanent damage disguised as temporary treatment. Probiotics only replace 10 species. You lost 467. This is your gut right now. Did you take probiotics after your last antibiotic? Because the muscles you built 5 years ago are still inside you right now. When you lifted weights, your muscle cells gained extra nuclei called myonuclei. Each nucleus is like a construction blueprint. When you stopped training, your muscles shrunk, but those nuclei never died. They went dormant and stayed inside your muscle fibers waiting. Scientists call this the myonuclear domain theory. Those sleeping nuclei can last for years, maybe even decades. When you return to the gym after 5 years off, something incredible happens. The dormant nuclei wake up instantly. They remember exactly how to rebuild. Your muscles regrow 50% faster than a complete beginner because the blueprints were never deleted. This is why muscle memory is real at the cellular level. Your body literally remembers every rep you ever did. Have you ever taken years off and noticed how fast it came back? Follow for more. Every time you check your phone, dopamine receptors in your brain permanently shut down. You've done it 17 times today and you can't feel it happening. Chronic social media use downregulates your D2 dopamine receptors. Your brain builds tolerance just like a drug addict. Normal life stops feeling rewarding. You need the phone just to feel baseline. But after 30 days of complete abstinence, something incredible starts happening. Your dopamine receptors begin upregulating and rebuilding themselves. Receptor density slowly returns to normal levels. Things that used to feel boring suddenly feel satisfying again. A conversation, a meal, a walk, your baseline reward sensitivity gets restored. The real world finally feels worth experiencing without a screen. When was the last time you went 30 days without scrolling? Follow for more. The sun is slowly dissolving your face scaffolding and you cannot see it happening. Every time ultraviolet radiation hits your skin, it activates enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases. These enzymes break down collagen fibers in your dermis. 1 day of sun exposure causes microscopic damage. 1 year creates visible fine lines. 10 years of daily unprotected exposure destroys 30 to 40% of your dermal collagen permanently. Your skin loses its structural support. The damage is invisible until it becomes irreversible. Collagen is the protein that holds your face tight against your bones. When UV radiation degrades it, your skin starts sagging, wrinkling, and losing elasticity. The fibers literally dissolve. Protection is not about vanity. It is about preventing permanent structural breakdown. Your collagen cannot regenerate the way it used to. Do you wear sunscreen every single day? Because right now, your blood is thickening. This is what healthy blood looks like. 2 hours, no water. It starts silently. Your plasma drops. Blood gets heavier. Your heart fights it. Every beat harder. Your kidneys shut the tap down now. Your joints, 94% water, drying out. Friction, knees, hips, shoulders, all 3 joints, 2% lost. Everything collapses at once. Your brain, 73% water, shrinking now. Reactions slow. Focus gone. You feel nothing yet. Thirst arrives late. Damage started hours before. 1 glass. Reversal starts immediately. Blood thins. Vessels brighten. Plasma returns. Blood, joints, brain, kidneys, all recovering now. When did you last drink water? Because what if every step you take is secretly building stronger bones? Your skeleton is not a passive structure. It is a living, electrically responsive system. Every time your foot strikes the ground, mechanical stress travels through your tibia and femur and triggers something called the piezoelectric effect. Your bone tissue generates tiny electrical charges at the point of impact. These charges act as biological signals that wake up cells called osteoblasts, whose only job is to deposit new bone mineral. Within 72 hours of consistent walking, your bone density begins to increase. The trabecular lattice inside your femur actually thickens and reinforces itself. Your body treats every foot strike as a construction command. The harder you load your bones safely, the stronger they rebuild. Did you know your bones run on electricity? Follow for more. Your brain is being washed right now. This is what a sleeping brain looks like. Every night, a hidden cleaning system activates. It is called your glymphatic system. Cerebrospinal fluid pumps through your brain tissue. It flushes beta amyloid, the Alzheimer's protein, 10 times more waste removed than when awake. Your brain actually shrinks. Fluid rushes in. Miss one night. The waste stays inside. Amyloid builds. Plaque forms. Neurons are damaged. You feel nothing. Yet, the damage accumulates. Symptoms show decades after damage begins. 7 hours sleep. Brain fully clears itself. Waste flushed. Neurons repaired. Memory consolidated. You wake up clean, sharp, fully reset. What time did you sleep last night? Because